Hey,
What's
up, you
guys?
In today's video, we're going to be debating who is the best Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist. I don't even see what's really debating. There's only one good Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist. I'm gonna say right now, I don't care who you choose. I'm just gonna say it's a bad idea.
Well, we decided this would be a kind of interesting topic because, Art 5 is about to come out, which, by the way, we're leaving out of this comparison because it hasn't been dubbed yet, and a lot of people
just saying, Yugi's the best.
But so this is basically between Yugi / Yami, Jaden, Yusei, and what's the other one's name? Yuma. So we each kind of have a different idea of who the best character is, and at the end of the video, we also want to know who you guys think the best Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist is. So
remember, leave Art 5 out of it if you can help it.
You can take the honors.
Okay, well, after hearing mine, I think everyone else will be irrelevant after that. Yusei. Yusei was obviously the best main character in the history of the
strong
Explain.
Choice, really.
Well, Yusei actually played the game. Now, I'll admit the version of the game he's playing was slightly different, but he actually played the game the way it was meant to be played.
Car games and motorcycles, vroom vroom.
Yusei chained trap cards. He chained trap cards. When was the last time? Like, I don't think I've ever seen Yugi really do it.
Well, yeah.
And Jaden, did he really even use traps? I don't remember, but I doubt it.
He actually did, but you kind of, I'm just saying, I mean, yeah, you've made some good points, but I want to say...
Not done.
Alright, yeah, fair enough, go ahead.
And Yusei is like his personal monster. Everyone was the first actual good one.
So you're gauging it more kind of on his dueling skills then?
Yeah. Oh, and he was a straight gangster. That's it.
I don't know about all that.
Well... Alright then. Well, contrary to Alec, who thinks Yusei is the best, yes, Mr. Spiky Hair All Day Yusei is the best.
Well, they all have spiky hair.
Except for Jaden Yugi.
Jaden's hair is spiky.
It's a Karibo, same thing.
But not Jaden. You see, Jaden was the best already. But I don't care about just that. I care about the real best Jaden. Supreme King Jaden Yugi.
Oh yeah.
He was badass.
He's the one where he's like possessed and everything.
Yeah, he's all evil.
Yes. I mean, when he went evil, there was actual emotion in the show for the first time I could see. Because I mean, the first season was like he alienated his friends. His duels were almost torturous to watch because you got emotionally invested in his character, thanks to his personality when he wasn't Supreme King. And speaking of his personality, I mean, Jaden Yugi looked like a fun protagonist. He wasn't bland like Yugi, or short for that matter. And he knew how to crack a smile unlike Yusei. So when he goes Supreme King, you feel for the characters.
All I hear is that normal Jaden was so bad that the Supreme King version made him sound good.
Well, my favorite actually is Yuma, and this is a probably really unpopular one because a lot of people like hate Zexel and everything.
Hot flying.
But I think that Yuma was cool because for the first time he was the protagonist who wasn't the best at the game, which I thought was a really well-needed breath of fresh air.
It's probably because he was always feeling the flow.
Yeah, like he, instead of being like Yugi's conveniently really good at card games and Yami's, king of games, or Jaden's like the best, yet he just, tragically ended up in Slifer and whatever. And like Yusei, I feel like with Yusei, he sucked. He legitimately sucked at the game.
But you said Yusei.
Yuma. Sorry. Yuma sucked. Yeah. Sorry. Yuma, he really did suck. Like, he was bad at the game. People told him he was bad at the game. He knew he kind of sucked at the game. And, he needed help. But I think it's a little bit easier for, the kids who are maybe watching the show to relate to, is that this is a character who's sort of learning Duel Monsters too.
Is your argument that
it's Yuma is good
because he's shit?
Yeah.
But it was a nice breath of fresh air, because all of them are just oh, I'm the best at Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm the protagonist.
I don't know. He's relatable in that aspect, but I feel like Jaden was more relatable because when he lost, actually,
no one felt bad for him when he lost.
Yeah, really.
Actually, everyone was very much happy if he lost.
Well, they weren't. I mean,
dude,
it was.
That's not like that.
It was just sort of I think the audience when he lost probably didn't care very much.
Well, what I see was
Yuma, you just expected him to.
Yeah, you did. Yuma sucked horribly.
Anyway, what were you saying about Jaden?
Well, I like Jaden over Yuma because it's not about skill in that case for me. I like Jaden better because Jaden was a more confident duelist in my opinion. Though they both were confident. I mean, I don't know where Yuma got it from, but Yuma was confident anyway.
Yuma was more like confident just in himself, whereas Jaden was kind of a bit of both. Like he was confident in himself and sort of his dueling skills. So like, he always like, he was very like up for a challenge and all that stuff.
And I felt like he had a more friendly approach because when in the total story of the show, he saw his cards as his friends, which is really sad, but was also neat to the fans. That's when people started saying, "Oh my God, I want a dual spirit. What's my dual spirit? What's your dual spirit? Mine's Win Karibo."
Fun fact: we made a video about that. Check it out. That'll be linked.
All right, but Yusei brings something completely different from either of those characters. See, Jaden and Yuma didn't know what it was like to struggle. They were both raised, from what I can tell, is from middle to upper class lifestyles. They didn't know how. They didn't even know what starvation was.
Yeah, Yusei did bring that different
He had
perspective.
that struggle.
He struggled getting out of the satellite, then getting put back in the satellite, then had to claw his way back out again.
Yeah, he's definitely like starting from the bottom and all this stuff.
Yeah, he had to Drake his way, man.
It was very different.
But I mean, how can you struggle so hard when all you do is win every duel you're in?
That is true. Like that's sort of weird that he's in the satellite, yet conveniently enough, his duel runner is still good, and he's still good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
And he never lost.
That just shows how corrupt their system was. He was like the hottest duelist around, and he couldn't get up, which I guess that Jaden also had that kind of problem, but Jaden didn't.
Not like today's aspiring rappers.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's true. No offense to any of you who are aspiring music artists. Someone will listen to that.
You can be hot, but ain't nobody gonna miss him.
So here's something interesting.
Don't drop any links in the description. Don't do
Nobody said Yugi or Yami, so why?
Base. That's why.
I actually have a reason why. Because he was the basic character, but the problem with Yugi was he would always win and if he was about to lose, you knew he was about to make a huge comeback to win. And the only times we really got to see any actual like emotion out of the character was like one of 3 times he actually ever lost.
Yeah. I didn't pick him because Yugi as a character to me I like him, is kind of bland. He's just sort of like, he doesn't really seem like he's invested in the story. Like he's just a kind of kid who's sort of shy and good at card games or whatever, but like when things start getting crazy, he's just helping the Pharaoh. Like he doesn't really have a reason to care about anything, and he doesn't show much personality. And like Yami's about the same. Like he has a destiny he's trying to fulfill, but there's all this just sort of BS in the middle where it's just like him just, I guess I'll participate in this thing to save, Yugi's grandpa.
Aren't there whole episodes you could go and just never see that kid? It's all
yeah,
it'll be Yami done the entire time.
And I mean, I guess maybe that's more of a strike against the anime itself than just the character. But still, that's not kind of why I didn't pick Yugi.
And I found that Yugi had just basically one switch, 2 directions. He was either sad or he was friendship mode.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really get angry or excited very often. And happy kind of coincided with friendship because it was happy as long as friendship was still in play.
I mean, I guess it's also just like, I'll always like Yugi and Yami because they're the originals, so you have to like them to some degree or another, but I feel like literally, no matter what sort of side of the table you're on, like Yusei, Yuma, or Jaden, they all did have something different, and they all had weaknesses and downsides. Like, the Pharaoh didn't really have any vulnerabilities or shortcomings. He was just good at Yu-Gi-Oh!, brave, and
athletic. He's done some pretty athletic things before.
Truth.
Whereas Jaden kind of has to struggle with being an obelisk, or what is it? He's a Slifer Red. And Yusei comes from the trashy streets, and Yuma just sucks.
Did you call him trash? Dang, Paul.
Well, isn't he called him trash. Or he said he came from the trash.
I didn't say came from trash, but
elitist.
He lives with the trash.
Elitist, okay.
But remember, you know what Yami had that no one else has ever had? A title?
Millennium Puzzle.
The ability to look good in leather.
Fair enough.
No one's rocked leather like him.
Never quite.
He wore a freaking white leather wife beater for the longest time.
Oh wait, I got something else to say.
It was always so awkward when
Jaden
Yugi wore them.
made blazers a thing.
That's true too.
He made him a thing. Because every other protagonist had to copy that.
If that's the case, then Yusei made motorcycles cool and Yuma made school Wait, no, he didn't.
Wait, school uniforms been an anime for like generations.
So,
Yuma had a scouter.
That was cool. I like that.
He had a scouter. The scouter wasn't bad.
So all in all, those are our 3 picks, our individual picks for the best Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist. Who do you think is the best Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist?
Agree with me.
Yeah, like which of us is right, or is it really just?
And if you can't pick,
Yugi?
just type in "fuck Alex" in the comments,
or say Alec, you
You
suck.
can say like who you disagree with. You can hate all of us. I don't know. So that's today's video. We hope you enjoyed, and we're also looking forward to Arc 5 and kind of where Yuya fits into this, especially like once he gets dubbed, because it's probably going to be a bit of a...
It's going to be so good.
In my opinion, Arc 5 is exploding right now. I cannot wait to watch it in dub and stop watching the sub altogether.
Nah, I can't go back to that crappy dub.
You haven't even heard it yet.
I can't go back, man.
I mean, it won't be good, but let's try it.
Not after subs, man. I can't go back.
So, that's the video. Thumbs up if you liked it. Remember to leave that comment. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos.
Add Alex on Facebook.
Don't you dare!
Bye, guys.
Team APS out.